I doubt if there's anybody who has lived life from whenever they were born
Hmm.
to whenever God called them to rest that didn't deal with self-limiting beliefs. I
Yes,
truly doubt
exactly.
it. Except if
Hmm.
the person was Jesus.
Welcome to Living Beyond Limitations. My name is Zanella Ibikere. I am your host and I am here to ignite your God's given purpose. From my experience living with impaired vision, I've come to realize the power of resilience, mindset, and determination. On this channel, we bring you inspiring stories of remarkable people who are living beyond their limitations. We also explore tips and insights that will inspire, motivate, and empower you to break free from your limitations, become who God has created you to be, find meaning and purpose, and live a well balanced life, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So, join me as together we would learn, grow, and thrive beyond our limitations. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Living Beyond Limitations. It's a new season, and I'm excited to have all of you back. If you're watching for the first time, welcome to Living Beyond Limitations, the channel that inspires and motivates you to become all that God has created you to be and live a life of purpose, regardless of your circumstance. This season promises to be inspiring and motivating as we're going to learn a lot from different professionals. I will learn from people living with impairment and navigating life and thriving beyond their limitations. Start this season by learning from a professional life coach. Barrister Olubunmi Adewole Babatunde. She's a lawyer with more than a decade of experience. She is a memorist, a life coach, and a learning and development professional. She has authored 3 books of her own titled How to Fulfill Your Unique Life Purpose, Life Syllables, and Submissions Made Easy, which she co-authored with her mother, Dr. Mrs. A.E. Oluyemi. She loves God and serves Him alongside her husband at Transformation Church, Gwarimpa, Abuja. We're going to be talking about self limiting beliefs, how to identify self limiting beliefs, some common self limiting beliefs, how it hinders our God's given purpose, and how to overcome self limiting beliefs. So join me as welcome coach Olubunmi Adewole Babatunde, who I just call simply Coach Bumi. Hi, Coach Bumi. Coach Bumi in the building. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good to have you
Yes,
here.
so
It's a new
same
season
here.
and I'm kicking off with you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
Thanks
good.
for having me.
Hmm, my pleasure, honestly. So let's just dive into the topic.
Thank
Self-limiting
you.
beliefs. I'm like, who else? Since you've helped me with my with my doubts and all, 2 years back,
Actually.
there was a lot of things going on there, but you helped me to a great extent. So I'm just like, okay, let's just talk about the self-limiting beliefs because a whole lot of people struggle with self-limiting beliefs. Part of why I started this channel, not just for people with impairments, I know. So persons without impairments who are struggling with self-limiting beliefs. Yes, you might not have
Mm.
a disability, but you just have a self-limiting belief. So,
Mm.
yeah. So let's just start by you telling us what self-limiting belief is.
Okay. All right. See, the interesting thing with self-limiting beliefs is before I even define it,
Okay.
most of us have it.
Hmm.
Most of us have it. The
Exactly.
best of us would still struggle along the way. It's
Hmm.
just a life journey.
Yeah.
You have times when you have a whole backlog of victories that you have recorded, but along the life's journeys, as battles come, you'll find that along the way there may be things you have to grapple with, things you have to overcome, things you have to shelf, things you
Yeah.
have to accept that are dead and gone, and you have to bury them and just go on. So I doubt if there's anybody who has lived life from whenever they were born
Hmm.
to whenever God called them to rest that didn't deal with self-limiting beliefs. I
Yes,
truly doubt
exactly.
it. Except if
Hmm.
the person was Jesus.
Of course,
Except if
yeah.
the person was Jesus, we all deal with it. It's just what life comes and throws at us. So,
Okay.
what a self-limiting belief is a particular concept that you have accepted as a mindset
Hmm.
that you actually do not benefit from.
Hmm.
So, along the way, you just find that you have accepted a particular ideology. It has become a mindset for you. And
Hmm.
it probably is what you are using as your perspective for life at that current state, that situation. That's what you are just accepting. And you are
Yeah.
using it to regulate your life, using it to make your decisions, using it to even sabotage yourself in some situations.
Hmm.
But it's actually not helpful.
Hmm.
It is not doing you good. So
Yeah.
let's say you have 5 goals and you
Hmm.
have done all the SMART goal analysis and all of that. You've done the SWOT analysis, but somehow along the way, you have accepted some things that are negative, and those
Hmm.
things are shooting you in the leg. Then we can simply say you have self-limiting
Something
beliefs.
to lose. Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's just life that throws it at us. Sometimes it
Hmm.
may be circumstances, or it may be like we're saying disabilities, but that is just what it is. Something that is like a reality to some extent has now
Hmm.
formed a mindset that is actually hurting us.
Yeah. A lot of that, it now becomes like a fixed mindset, like, okay, this is how
Yeah.
it is, you just believe. So how does it impact our daily living?
Okay. It's actually very powerful
Hmm.
because it is in the mind.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing is that the thing that we actually believe may be something that is real. So it's not like we're saying deny the facts. So,
Hmm.
for instance, a person may have been born without arms and legs.
Hmm.
There's no way to tell the person, no, deny it. You're just
Yeah,
deceiving yourself.
exactly.
So it is true that, and it's a fact that yes, the person was born without those particular very important body parts.
Hmm.
However, the limitation is where the person now thinks, because I do not have one, two, three, therefore I cannot become all that God wants me to become.
Hmm.
The way the person will become what God wants them to become is different. So the way self-limiting beliefs work is that they serve as limitations, just like we say self-limiting. They
Hmm.
serve as regulators for us. They wake us up in the morning and say, this morning you cannot run.
Hmm.
This morning you cannot get to your destination. Or we wake up in the morning and they tell us, you know what, it is useless for you to even try. So no
Exactly.
matter how much planning you have put in place, whatever resources are at your disposal, it makes no sense to even try. So don't even attempt it. So it sabotages us. It makes us see ourselves as less than we really are.
Yeah,
So it
exactly.
actually is like something that I would call um doubtful, something that will keep making you second guess yourself.
Hmm.
You keep expending energy instead of expending energy in accomplishing, maybe finding strategies, different strategies, but rather you'll be expending energy arguing on this one point. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. And that's actually expending energy.
Hmm. Exactly. It does explain energy. For anyone that doesn't know, what are some common self-limiting beliefs that people have? How
Let's
do we
see. Common ones.
identify that we have self-limiting beliefs? Yeah.
Yes, I will try and be as practical as possible.
Hmm.
Okay, some of them could be I am not intelligent enough.
Hmm.
I am not beautiful enough.
Hmm.
I can't speak like others can. So I'm not a good speaker. So probably I'm not good enough at speaking.
Hmm.
I am not good enough with people to come in such a very sly and subtle manner, such that the person would have insulted themselves without even
Hmm.
realizing it. And the
Hmm.
person would present it to themselves as if it is a stamp,
Hmm.
a signature of no confidence. You
Yeah.
don't have backing.
Hmm.
You are alone.
Hmm.
So some of these things don't come straight in our minds in a way that is easy for us to quickly respond to. But of course, we need to train our minds to identify and then be able to respond appropriately.
Wow, yeah, for us to be able to identify them. And I think a lot of things that you've just said, it's those negative thoughts. It has to do with doubt,
Yeah.
self-doubt, and negative thoughts. Okay. So you mentioned something, confidence. You don't have the confidence. And I remember when you were working for me, there was one thing you said when I told you about my aspiration, my dreams, and speaking to teenagers and all, and you said, I should begin by joining my teens church and all. Yeah, so you noticed something. I was like, how can I do this? How would they look at me? Other than you're like, we have to build your confidence. So how does building confidence help us to overcome self-limiting beliefs?
Awesome. Okay. The way I see confidence is it's that approval you've given to yourself
Hmm.
that says you have a right to enter into a room
Hmm.
and you actually believe in yourself enough to give something in that room. So if you tell yourself, I don't have the approval to go into that room, even if the room is left ajar, the door is left ajar, and
Hmm.
nobody puts a dog there, nobody puts a restraint there, because you believe you do not qualify to be in that room, you will
Yeah.
not step in there, and then the person will not give that thing that the person has. So it's like the person has looked at himself or herself and said, whatever I have is not worth it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
of no benefit to anybody. So why should
Hmm.
I pick up myself and walk into the room? So confidence is that thing that tells you, you know what? You have something to offer and you
Hmm.
have a right to walk into that room, even if the people who you're going in there are not smiling.
Hmm.
Because sometimes they are doubtful, they don't know you yet. So they are thinking,
Yeah.
you understand? They give you
Yeah.
all the vibes that tells you I'm not wanted here. And even sometimes it may not even be because they don't know you. It may be that actually they themselves have some self-limiting beliefs. For
Hmm.
instance, when the issue of racism comes, they have this reasoning of, oh, a person of a certain color cannot offer much. So they have limited themselves from receiving from a person of a certain color or race.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then what they do is they are cold towards that person. They are harsh, judgmental, mean, or whatever other negative word. And so they make it difficult for the person to come in and enjoy the stay. But a confident person would be aware of, be very aware that there's this level of, pushback for me. But because the person believes, one, I deserve to be in that room. Maybe there are some decisions that are to be made that would affect me and some other years to people of other years to come, lineages and all that. I should be there. And then two, the person believes what I carry
Hmm.
is actually going to help them.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't yet see, or it will help them. If you remember when we were talking, I told you, see, I am not thrilled. I am not glad that you are going through this health challenge. I'm not glad. It's not
Yeah.
like I will sit down one day and say, oh, dear sister Daniela, this is what you deserve. Hooray! No, that is not going to happen. No.
Yeah.
However, this is a reality that God can heal anytime. It's
Hmm.
not beyond God. But it's a
Yeah.
reality that every day you step into that space, whether it is the youth, the teens church, or any other place, and you tell them, this is me. I have this to offer. Vet this thing I am offering. And since you do it in such an excellent way, they don't have a choice but to accept it because you are giving value. The
Exactly.
fact that you now even gave the value in spite of your challenges has a way of making the value a lot more precious.
Yeah.
So they know, no, another person could just come and speak. But this person has gone past the awkwardness of the visual impairment,
Hmm.
the awkwardness of walking through the aisles, not seeing everything that the person, or people are seeing the colors, the people are seeing, you are not seeing all of that. But you go through all that awkwardness, you still show up and you do your work well. Oh no, it is inspiring.
Yeah.
It takes an
Exactly.
evil heart to reject that. Sincerely.
Oh yeah.
Sincerely.
So now I'm like some teenagers not up. I love your confidence. I'm not like, wow, this was me
I'm
struggling. Like,
telling
how
you.
do I stand here and now that? And sometimes those thoughts still comes, but then I do it anyways. And people are seeing me like, oh,
Yes.
this person is confident. I'm like, wow. So how does limiting beliefs stop us from fulfilling our God's given purpose?
Yeah. Self-limiting beliefs have this way of trivializing what God has given us.
Hmm.
Sometimes they even not just trivialize, they even make us not see what it is that our purpose actually is. So it makes us blind. It's like
Hmm.
another layer of blindness. You
Wow.
understand?
Yeah.
There'll be a form of blindness in the sense of just living life disoriented. But then, because of the self-limiting beliefs, we have another thicker layer of blindness where we just can't see it. It
Hmm.
may take people coming to tell us, or people um, creating an awareness in us that you need to have a sit down with God. You need to. So I think if a person has not yet discovered their purpose in life, one of the things that just might be hindering it may be some self-limiting beliefs.
Exactly.
Just might be. So the person, while sitting down to ask God, Lord, why am I here? The person, please, should be quick to submit to God. God, there's some things that are giving me doubts. I'll give a quick example. If you remember where in the story, the Bible, or the story of Moses in the Bible, by the
Yeah.
time God called him in the burning bush and had that conversation with him and said, this is your life purpose. This is why I
Hmm.
put you on earth. These are your assignments. If you
Yeah.
notice how swiftly he brought in the limited beliefs he
Ye-
had,
Yes, yes.
swiftly. So it was like
Hmm.
he was not even allowing God land. God did
Hmm.
not finish the motivational speech.
And you rejected it already.
He rejected
Yeah.
it. He was like, eh?
A
You
whole me.
understand?
Yeah.
As if, and it's the same thing with Gideon. Now, the beautiful thing about our God is that he listens to such things and
Hmm.
then he helps us to clarify our perspective. So I have found that if you table it as he's telling you, this is your purpose, or this is your assignment, or this is what I want you to achieve in this state of your life or this stage of your life, and you put your concerns before him, don't hide your fears, don't hide those limiting beliefs, put them before him, allow him help you process it. You understand what I mean? So if you
Yeah.
allow him, he will actually help you on the journey.
Yeah, because of our limiting beliefs, we are quick to, like this is not my purpose. It
Yes,
can't be. Yeah, when I was going through
exactly.
like um an emotional trauma and battling with my drugs, being hallucinating and all. And I mentioned it in the last video I did last time. I started saying some things that were like, no, this is too good to be true. Me with impairment, I'm going to speak and do all those kind of things. And like, no, 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 no.
There's
Yeah.
something scripture says that
Mm.
as a man thinketh, so is
Mm.
he.
Yeah.
So as you think about yourself, that is what you end up being.
Mm.
So if you accept the limiting beliefs, that is what you become. So until we actually go ahead to challenge those beliefs or to set them aside, we keep on having that limitation. It's
Mm.
called a self-limiting belief because that is what it achieves. It limits us. So
Yeah.
your purpose, yes, would be challenged if the limiting beliefs are kept intact. Sometimes we have to dismantle them. Sometimes we have to tell ourselves, you see, some of those wrong ideologies that I have, they are not serving God's purpose in my life. I
Yeah.
have to dismantle them. So we actually shoot ourselves in the leg. We hurt ourselves and hurt other people potentially when we do not deal with our self-limiting beliefs.
So those negative thoughts, when they come in, how do we challenge them?
Okay. Like I said at the beginning,
Yeah.
all of us deal with this through life's journey.
Yeah.
All of us.
Mm.
I don't want anybody to feel, oh, because she's the one who Daniela invited, it means she doesn't have these thoughts anymore. She has overcome them. The last time she had these thoughts was probably 20 years ago.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I want people to first understand it's common to all of us at every
Yes.
stage in life.
Like,
You're about to start a new project. Probably you're somebody who has had several wins. You've done with so many projects and you have so much business at
mm,
your. It's a thing of praise. Yes, you're proud of it, but
mm,
you may be shocked that in the next project you're about to start, some beliefs will start to fly at you. The question is whether you accept it or not. So these are the practical steps I would offer. One, acknowledge and accept your abilities. This is how I put it. Please, I mean no disrespect by saying this. If you already have, and since we're talking about physical impairments or some other
mm,
kind of impairments,
yeah,
if you already have an impairment, yes, one, it is a physical impairment that is there. But the fact about it is that God is so kind. He didn't allow that, yes, you are impaired in this way, and then therefore it means you're impaired in all other ways. I don't know if
exactly.
I'm making sense.
Oh, you
Yeah.
are.
So, yeah. So there's one thing that is not at par. It is defective in some way. But it doesn't mean that all of you is defective.
Mm,
It doesn't mean. So you have to be able to own your abilities. It's like saying weaknesses and strengths. We all have weaknesses, but
exactly.
please, we all have strengths. And most likely our strengths are far more than our weaknesses. Some of the things I do with
Mm,
people sometimes, I don't know if I did it with you, is I do a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And I say, do it on yourself.
mm,
And most of the time when we do it, we realize, I normally tell people, go online, sit down on the internet and just Google strengths. Sit down with your journal and write out your strengths. You will find that there may be some that you may not have, they're not flourishing and blossoming yet,
yeah.
but you have them. Even if in your own assessment is just 20%, please note it. It is still a tool you have in your toolbox. So
Mm,
note your abilities. The same thing I ask people to do with their weaknesses so that, yes, they become aware of it. But for a person who already has so many burdens on their weaknesses, for instance, where we talk about physical impairments and all that, sometimes I'm not too pushy about the weaknesses. I'm like, okay, wait. Let us laud your strengths.
yeah,
Just loud them.
exactly.
Just hear, let them re-echo in your mind that you have this, you can do this, you have this, you can do that. Permit me to say this one regarding you. Let me just put you on the spot.
Mm,
You had two children when we started talking, right?
yeah.
During the period when we started talking, you conceived.
Oh,
And then another
exactly.
baby came. And that baby
Mm,
is as old as 2 years now.
yes.
So while, yes, there was a limitation in one aspect, sight. My dear sister, you were not limited in producing a whole new baby.
Exactly.
You understand? You
Mm,
weren't. And you have taken care of these three kids. Maybe, yes, you have help, one way or the other, but you've
mm,
taken good care of them for so long with your husband too. You understand? There are
yeah.
so many other juicy things about you and all that. So the way I see it is, do not let one thing now overshadow all the other good things that we have.
Mm,
So that's on the first point. The second point is challenge negative self talk. And
yeah.
this one is a constant battle we have to keep doing. Constantly replace self doubt with affirmations. See,
Mm,
growing
yeah.
up for me was not the thing that I would be complimented. You know, we talk about love languages and all that. It was
Yeah.
not the thing. My family wasn't big on it. And for you to get my father to compliment you, it was tough. But over the years, I eventually found that I had to learn how to compliment myself.
Yourself.
So I'm telling you, I would dress up now in front of the mirror. My husband, I had to start teasing that, uncle, you better start hailing me.
Yeah. I tell my husband that a lot, like,
Yes, hail me, hail
because
me. You
that's my
understand?
love
I do it
language.
for him. We need it. Our
Hmm.
mind needs to hear it re-echoing. You are
Yeah.
intelligent, you are beautiful, you are compassionate, you are thoughtful, you pay attention to details, you are patient. All those things affirm yourself. It's not like you are being proud. No, no, you are actually doing what God wants you to do. God Himself affirms us.
Hmm.
He takes His time to tell us, you are the apple of my eye. You can imagine something that romantic.
Yeah.
As in, I'm pleased when I see you. He
Hmm.
takes his time. So we too must do the same. It is not
Hmm.
that we now become puffed up and we forget and we start thinking that we're better than any other person. No, it's
Hmm.
simply that we're saying, in my toolbox of life, I have these things. That is all we're saying.
Hmm.
Next is that reframe disability as a difference, not a limitation. I know this is
Yeah.
tough
Hmm.
because consistently, if the person has a disability, the person deals with it every day. So it is
Hmm.
tough to ask the person to reframe it. However, because it will serve your purpose of winning in life, you may
Hmm.
have to reframe it. So sometimes it's that view your empowerment as a unique aspect of your identity rather than a constraint.
Exactly.
It's
Wow.
just a
Yeah.
unique aspect. So don't keep presenting it like, oh, you guys be sorry for me because I have this. Breaking
Hmm.
news. For some of us, we even have bigger challenges than yours. Maybe ours is just not out on display for the world to see.
Yes. Not visible.
Okay, my fourth one is focus on abilities, not limitations. Yes. Then number five, seek supportive networks. And this is important. Being in the
Hmm.
midst of people who will not be pulling you down is important. Next one is adapt and find alternative solutions. Yes. Thank God for technology. Technology helps. One of the things I'm glad that you do is you were the one who told me about how on your phone it can speak to you instead of you stressing your eyes to read. Do
Yeah.
you remember that?
Yeah.
Yes, that's technology. So be open to technology. Practice self-care and self-compassion. And that is so true. Sometimes we
Hmm.
are so hard on ourselves. I've not been able to do this. Yes, my contemporaries, people who were born the year I was born, have achieved one, two, three, four, five. I haven't
Hmm.
been able to. It is sad. I'm not glad I haven't. But give yourself grace. Maybe it is next year you will achieve it. Next, celebrate accomplishments because we all have them. We all have them. My last point is embrace your identity. This is
Hmm.
you. For
Yeah.
now, it may not always be this way. I can get a message tomorrow and you tell me, but me, I woke up and my eyes were clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are my few points.
Oh, nice. So, can we overcome our self-limiting beliefs?
Oh, yes, we can.
Okay.
There's so many tools that are available for us. There's help that is available. God is there. I can't overemphasize I can't overemphasize him. God is
Hmm.
ready to help us.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. As you've heard, we can overcome
Thank
our
you.
self-limiting beliefs. Like with God, like I would always say,
Yeah,
we can live
yeah,
beyond our limitations and conquer our
yeah.
limiting beliefs. Thank you very much. It's been an amazing
Thank
conversation
you.
with
Thank you
you.
so
I've
much.
learned a lot. So,
Thank you. So have I.
Bumi is a life coach. She's also a barrister, yes, a lawyer, yeah, an
Yeah.
author, a learning and development professional. Coach Bumi has helped me, yes. So if you're going through life struggles and you need a life coach to direct you and all, you can reach out to her. So where do we connect with you? for anyone that wants to reach
Okay.
out to you. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So Facebook, I use my full name, Olubunmi Adewole Babatunde on Facebook.
Okay.
On IG, I use as Instagram, I use Olubunmi Speaks. On
Okay.
YouTube, I use either Nurturing the Nurturers, or the person can just use my name, Olubunmi Adewole Babatunde.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much once again for being
Thank you
here.
for having me. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've learned a lot from our coach today about overcoming our self-limiting beliefs. Bye for now until
If you
next
like
time.
this content, click on the like button, share to anyone who might benefit from this, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel for more inspiring contents like this.